What if the giant meteor that ended the reign of the dinosaurs never struck? What if the world that was extinguished 66 million years ago kept spinning, uninterrupted? How would Earth look today if those great beasts never got the final tab? Today, we're diving deep into a thrilling alternate reality, 6 dinosaurs that might have risen to global dominance if that asteroid had missed. From apex predators to airborne titans, deep-sea hunters to clever innovators, we'll imagine how continents, ecosystems, and even human history might have evolved if dinosaurs still ruled the Earth. Before we meet our 6 contenders, let's rewind the clock to 66 million years ago, when Earth was practically a different planet. Warm seas, no polar ice caps, vast forests, and creatures so large they'd make elephants look like chew toys. In our real timeline, the Chicxulub impact ended it all. Global darkness, starvation, collapse. But in this alternate Earth, no fiery apocalypse arrives. The skies remain blue, ecosystems continue, dinosaurs persist, adapt, and keep evolving. But survival doesn't mean stagnation. Over millions of years, new climates, competition, and shifting continents reshape life's story. These 6 dynasties are the ones best equipped to not just survive, but rule. Let's begin with a titan that rarely gets the spotlight, Alamosaurus, a colossal long-necked sauropod from the late Cretaceous of North America. It was one of the last of its kind, and in our no-asteroid world, it would have had a very long encore. Why Alamosaurus? Its massive size worked as a predator deterrent. Its sky-high reach gave it access to food that no one else could touch. It was already thriving when extinction struck, meaning it had the evolutionary momentum to keep going. Now picture it, herds of Alamosaurus moving across ancient plains like biological bulldozers. They clear forests, reshape riverbeds, and alter global vegetation. They become ecosystem architects, turning dense jungles into open savannas. Alamosaurus would have been the backbone of the food web. Their sheer biomass shapes climate, vegetation, and predator evolution. In this world, Alamosaurus descendants roam multiple continents, dominating the plant-eater world. So while teeth and claws get all the fame, it's the gentle giants who would drastically reshape Earth's surface. Now let's move from the peaceful to the terrifying. Meet Tarbosaurus, Asia's version of Tyrannosaurus rex, and possibly its successor in this uninterrupted world. Why Tarbosaurus? Its gigantic size and bone-crushing bite would make it the top predator of Asia's floodplains. It would be capable of adapting to new territories if land bridges formed. Without mass extinction, tyrannosaurids like Tarbosaurus spread west into Europe and east into North America, forming new predatory superlineages. Picture faster, smarter, possibly pack-hunting tyrants with feathers and attitude. As apex predators, they control ecosystems. Their prey evolves armor and speed. Their presence regulates herbivore populations. In this alternate world, Tarbosaurus can become the lions, wolves, and bears of prehistory, all rolled into one oversized, perpetually hungry package. We've got the giants of the land and the predator kings, but to rule a world, you also need control of the skies and the seas. Up above, the aerial empire, ruled by none other than Quetzalcoatlus. The giant pterosaur with wings the size of a small plane soars across the Mesozoic skies. In a world without the asteroid, it becomes not a fossilized footnote, but the undisputed master of the air. Why Quetzalcoatlus? Its wingspan was up to 12 meters or more. Its global mobility would allow it to cross continents. Its dual niche, predator and scavenger, feeding on fish, carcasses, even small dinosaurs. In our alternate world, Quetzalcoatlus spreads across every coastline and desert plain, forming colonies like modern seabirds. They become the aerial monarchs of the planet, raining guano, redistributing nutrients, and occasionally stealing your lunch if you picnic too close to the shore. The Sky Network. They connect ecosystems through flight, spreading seeds, genes, and nutrients. Think of them as the FedEx of evolution, winged giants linking the world's ecosystems. With air, land, and predator-prey systems locked down, there's just one missing domain: the deep. Cue the sound of crashing waves. Beneath them, pure nightmare fuel. Meet Mosasaurus, the marine apex predator of the late Cretaceous. Part sea serpent, part torpedo, entire reason not to go in the water. Why Mosasaurus? Up to 15 meters long, and possibly more. It would be the apex predator of global oceans, eating sharks, turtles, and other marine reptiles. It's highly adaptable, warm-blooded, global range, and top-tier sensory hunting. If the asteroid missed, Mosasaurus and its kin continue evolving, forming the cetaceans of the dinosaur world. Picture global oceans, ruled not by whales and dolphins, but by massive reptilian leviathans. They breach like whales, patrol coasts like crocodiles, and ensure nothing and no one messes with their territory. Forget beach tourism. In this timeline, Shark Week becomes far less terrifying. Only adrenaline junkies with a death wish would be getting into a cage to catch a glimpse of Mosasaurus. Ocean dominance, controlling global carbon cycles, marine food chains, and shoreline ecosystems. In a dino world, the seas belong to Mosasaurus, and every coastline becomes their hunting ground. So now we've got air, land, and sea under prehistoric command. But survival isn't all about brawn. It's also about brains. Enter Troodon. Small, swift, and dangerously clever. With one of the highest brain-to-body ratios among dinosaurs, Troodon is the what-if of intelligence evolution. In this alternate world, it's not mammalian cleverness that shapes the future. It's the Troodons. Why Troodon? They have high intelligence and keen senses. Their omnivorous diet makes them very adaptable. Their social potential might allow them to adapt highly cooperative behaviors. Imagine Troodon descendants evolving over millions of years. Better dexterity, complex communication, and maybe even early tool use. Picture a species smart enough to plan hunts, avoid apex predators, and even manipulate their environment. The intellectual class of dinosaurs, thriving in forests, cliffs, and islands where giants can't go. They become the problem solvers, the innovators, the evolutionary wildcards. Brains may not always beat brawn, but they often survive it. Last, but definitely not least, built like a prehistoric tank, Ankylosaurus. Covered in bone plates and armored with a wrecking ball tail, it's the dinosaur equivalent of, come at me bro. Why Ankylosaurus? They're virtually predator-proof. Predators are most likely going to avoid that tough meal. They lived in the late Cretaceous, side by side with tyrants like Tarbosaurus. They could diversify globally given time. In this asteroid-free world, ankylosaurids become global, dominating open plains, forests, and even semi-mountainous terrain. Their descendants evolve heavier armor, larger clubs, and behaviors similar to elephant herds, grazing, trampling, reshaping ecosystems. Herbivore dominance by defense. They are ecological engineers, soil churners, and the last line of defense against every carnivore foolish enough to test them. 6 dynasties. 6 ways the Earth might have been sculpted without that fatal collision. Let's piece it all together. Alamosaurus shapes forests and plains. Ankylosaurus defines lowland ecosystems. Tarbosaurus rules as the apex land predator. Mosasaurus dominates global oceans. Quetzalcoatlus reigns in the skies. Troodon infiltrates forests and mountains with cunning adaptability. In this world, mammals never get the stage. They remain small, nocturnal, and peripheral. Humans, if they ever evolve, do so millions of years later, under the watchful eyes of dinosaurs still holding dominion. Land bridges and mild climates let these 6 groups radiate across continents. Dinosaurs adapt to new biomes, even Antarctica's temperate forests. The Earth remains a dinosaur planet. You might be wondering, why these, and not the celebrity casts like Velociraptor or Spinosaurus? Here's the logic. Alamosaurus, global plant shaper. Tarbosaurus, apex land predator. Quetzalcoatlus, sky control. Mosasaurus, marine domination. Troodon, intelligence evolution. Ankylosaurus, defense and stability. Together, they represent the 6 core evolutionary axes of planetary dominance: size, strength, sky, sea, smarts, and survival. Even in this alternate Earth, nothing lasts forever. Climate change reshapes habitats, mammal evolution at the edges, vegetation shifts forcing dietary changes, volcanic winters or oceanic events shaking balance, disease and evolutionary arm races. Still, These six clades could dominate for tens of millions of years before new players even get a chance. Let's visualize this alternate Earth. A herd of Alamosaurus moves across plains, Ankylosaurus graze below, and a Tarbosaurus stalks the tree line. Quetzalcoatlus glides overhead, its shadow sweeping over the scene. At a tropical coast, Mosasaurus breaches from turquoise water while Quetzalcoatlus circles above, scavenging leftovers. Ankylosaurs trudge along mangroves, and Troodons scurry into the underbrush. High in the Andean ridges, Troodon descendants use clever teamwork to outsmart predators. Quetzalcoatlus nests on a cliff, while armored Ankylosaurus climb low slopes. It's a planet both alien and familiar, still green, still teeming with life, but ruled by scales, not fur. Sure, this world never happened, but imagining it matters. It teaches us about evolutionary resilience. Dinosaurs weren't doomed, they were thriving until catastrophe struck. Without it, they could have evolved into forms even more sophisticated, intelligent, and diverse than we can imagine. Speculative paleontology isn't fantasy, it's a window into possibility, and a reminder that life on Earth is fragile, contingent, and endlessly creative. Let's recap. No asteroid, dinosaurs persist. 6 rulers emerge: Alamosaurus, Tarbosaurus, Quetzalcoatlus, Mosasaurus, Troodon, and Ankylosaurus. Together, they dominate land, air, sea, and even the evolutionary imagination. The rise of mammals and humans is postponed or rewritten entirely. And there you have it, a world where the dinosaurs never left the stage, a world that might have seen sauropod empires, tyrant lizards strolling modern cities, giant flyers crossing oceans, smart raptors planning hunts, and armored tanks grazing near our homes. Let me know in the comments which dinosaur you wish never went extinct. If you enjoyed this speculative journey, hit the like button, subscribe for more deep dives into prehistoric what-ifs, and ring that bell so you never miss our next episode. And remember, the past is more than what happened. It's what could have happened.